Hello, thank you for joining me today. I am Diamond Diva. This is my channel, Diamond Dynasty. Today I'd like to talk to you about ego versus spirit. I chose this topic because this is a battle that we all deal with in humanity. It's a battle of our mind, and I just feel that we should touch topics on it. The quote that I picked today is always follow your first mind. There's a reason that I've said that. But I would like to go ahead and get started, jumping right on in. Gotta put my glasses on. Be patient. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, like and subscribe. Help the channel grow and get noticed. So, ego versus spirit. Always listen to your first mind. Ego versus spirit. Always listen to your first mind. Okay, so ego versus spirit. In Ephesians 6 and 11, it warns us of the ego. I'm not going to go there, but you can go there at your own time and look it up. In Galatians 5, verses 19, it starts with the natures of the ego, the natures of the flesh. So, I would like to begin by reading a few paragraphs from a book that I discovered early on in my journey. I saw it. It's so odd. I saw this book at City Trends. I would never, be buying a book. It just came out of nowhere. It's called Spiritual Liberation by Michael Bernard Beckwith. So I'm going to read a few chapters, and this chapter, or the paragraphs that I'm reading, is entitled Personality versus Character. You can literally replace personality with ego and character with spirit. So let me read, and then we're going to jump right into it. Understand that to be creatively maladjusted is to know the vital distinction between personality and character. The word character is from the old French character, which means imprint on the soul. The etymology of personality suggests veneer, and is connected with the Latin word persona, which is a mask worn by actors. Character is revealed when our mask is removed. It's easy to tell if you are living from character or personality. If things aren't going your way, personality pouts, while character remains unruffled and learns from experience. When you are not in psychologically or emotionally safe territory, personality panics. Character, on the other hand, rides the vicissitudes of life with even-mindedness. Personality endeavors to extract happiness from its experiences, whereas character realizes that happiness is an inherent quality of being that infuses experiences with happiness. All right? So that was from Spiritual Liberation with Michael Bernard Beckwith. Let's get into it. Ego. Right, so ego is an illusion that we're separated from God. We live in a dimension governed by polarity, which was introduced to man in Genesis chapter 2, when Adam and Eve partook of the tree of good and evil. That was the tree of knowledge. When they ate that fruit, they became like gods, knowing right from wrong, or good and bad. They saw they were naked, so they covered themselves and hid from God. The nature of the ego is fear. Negative, bad, opposite of faith. The part of you that is always going against spirit. It is the animalistic part of us. God did not give us the spirit of fear. That's a side note. Our true nature is the spirit of love. We have to embody a consciousness of love. To love ourselves and everyone else. To love ourselves and everyone else as if you love yourself. We have to look around and know that we are all connected because we are made from the same source. And treat others as you want them to treat you. What you sow, you reap. That's the law of karma. Have you ever been watching television and there's a show and the character is in a dramatic situation, but before they get a chance to act, a mini devil appears on the left shoulder and the angel appears on the right? To me, this is the perfect situation to describe the ego and the spirit. It's in our head, it's in our mind, and it's a war. You know, we're always constantly battling, talking within our head. The ego, sitting on the left shoulder, is always trying to urge the main character to commit a criminal act. But before the character can respond, the sweet little angel come over here and talks to him and tell him how wrong it would be for him to do that. That's just how it is. That's exactly how it is. That's what's going on. The mental chatter in your brain. So a personal experience that I will have to give you for this. I was 17. Let's talk about it. I was 17, doing wrong anyway. I had to skip school that day. I was with a friend. I had lunch, so I came home. And I really didn't need nothing because, like I said, I had just came from lunch with a friend. I didn't want to be home alone. So I'm sitting there and I'm debating on what I should do. 17, money in my pocket, time on my hands. I decide I'm gonna go to the store. So I walk, but before I start to walk into the store, something's like, Amber, don't go. You don't need to go. There's no reason you need to go. You just brought home something from the restaurant. It's sitting in the refrigerator. You just can't sit still. Chatter in my head. Don't go, don't go. Amber, don't go. Amber, don't go. So I talk myself out of it. No, I'm going. I don't want to sit here. Listen, I'm walking to the store. And as I'm walking to the store, it's like everything was telling me to go back home. The wind, like there was no cloud in sight, but the wind was blowing me back towards my house. Okay. There was so much resistance in me getting towards the store. I had turned around so many times in between the walk from the store into my house. It was a few blocks. It's not a big deal. I eventually get to the store. Everything's fine. Nothing went wrong. I order what I'm ordering. I'm walking back home. And as I walk back home, me, my 17-year-old self, sees this homeless man come from the back of a McDonald's. Come from the back of some buildings. He came from an alley. I remember him like it was yesterday. I remember it, but it was years ago. It was like 16 years ago. Maybe I was 15. I'm 34 now. Years ago, okay? So, I'm 33. I always want to give myself an extra. I'm 33 now, so. This guy had on a gray shirt, dirty, dingy, jeans, messed up shoes, and I looked at him. We looked at each other in the eye. And in my head, I say, ugh, this man looked like he just came from sucking in the alley. You know, that's my thought. As 17-year-old, I say, ugh, and I keep on walking. I proceed to go home. I turn around. This guy is right behind me, right on my tail, following me. I didn't know what to do. I'm panicking. You know, I start walking up. I walk faster. I get on the phone. I'm calling everybody in my phone. Nobody picks up. Nobody's available in that moment. Okay, this guy's right on my behind. I had an option. I could have went towards a church where this guy would have caught up on me, or I could have went towards the main road where people would see me. Of course, that's my option. I take off running. I run towards the main road. I'm running. I get to a point to where I feel safe enough to turn around, and I stop in the middle of a street. All I remember, I turn around, I don't see this guy no more. I'm safe. A car comes, and this guy, he beeps his horn. He says, "You better get out the street while you trying to look cute." Now I'm panting. I just stopped running. I'm scared for my life. I couldn't tell him there's a guy chasing me. I shouldn't have been out there anyway because I didn't listen to my first mind. Okay? First mind, I say, is that mind usually trying to lead you to a place where there is no confusion. I believe that first mind wouldn't steer you wrong, you know. But closing with, life is a giant classroom. We are here to learn, not to burn. We need to get in the habit of becoming the watcher, the witness, the observer. Everything outside of us only exists because it is in us. The ego is nothing but a thought in motion. This is why we need to know our dominant thought patterns. When you give a thought some feelings, you're creating. We all need to sit the ego down, know that the nature of God is love and abundance, and He wants you to have it. The key is to get silent and begin to experiment with communing with your higher self, spirit, and you can conquer all things through Christ, who strengthens us. Thank you for watching.